I just walked up and down the stairs like 5 times to get loaded for this trip. I wanted to start this off more glamorously, but this is 40.
Hi, hello, my name is Sarah, and I recently embarked on a 5-day road trip across the state of New Mexico, making short stops in Texas and Arizona, but mostly sticking to Route 66. If you've just stumbled upon my channel, you probably might not know that this is kind of a big deal. There's tons of photographers on YouTube that go out and do these massive trips, and it's nothing. But I have avoided driving forever. I just got my license less than a year ago. Driving is terrifying, and to do it by myself for 5 days in a place that I've never been is a little unhinged, even for me. I wanted to do something a little special for my birthday. I turned 40, which is a number that hit a little bit harder than other birthdays before, but I wanted to do something that was going to mark as a celebration. And I've always kind of wanted to go on Route 66. I will say in my head it was a different kind of road trip with other people involved. But living so close now, it felt like a good opportunity just to take the weekend and go. So on my 40th birthday, I loaded up my car. Her name is Bev. If you hear me talk about Bev in these videos, she's a Subaru. She's lovely. She deserves a better owner than me, if we're being honest, but she does great. Loaded up Bev, headed down to work, worked my shift, and then headed down to Trinidad, which is really close to the border between Colorado and New Mexico.
Just got done with work. Got yelled at by a man on the street twice. Now I am in the car, obviously, and putting off moving. I'm very stressed about this whole thing. And a group of like 20 bicycles just drove by. What the heck is happening? Okay, so the plan for tonight is to head south and stop in Trinidad, which sounds a lot more exotic than it will be, I'm sure. I should get there, what time is it now? I should get there about 8:15, 8:30, and I did want to shoot some things in downtown Trinidad, but I just think timing-wise, the sun is not going to be up still, and I can't remember if any of it was neon. I don't think so. I think it's just old signage that probably doesn't work. So we might skip that and maybe shoot something in the morning or just on the way back, because I will have to drive back through to get back home. So yeah, we're about to head out. I have half a tank of gas. I should probably get more gas, but the gas station that I was going to stop at is currently closed because there was a shooting. So America. I should have plenty of gas though to make it, and if not, it'll be good practice for pulling off in Pueblo. Just having to find stuff like that because I've never really had to do that before. Crazy. This whole thing is nuts. This whole thing is nuts, and I don't know what I'm doing. All right. Yeah, can't procrastinate anymore. Just need to go. Okay.
I don't really think that day one counted much for this trip, if we're being honest. Like I said, I just went down to work and then went to the hotel. I did see the Spanish Peaks for the first time. I've lived in Colorado for a little over a year, but I hadn't gone farther south than the Springs. So seeing those was wild. I don't know. I knew I was going to see more mountains, like obviously, but they were just gorgeous, and sunset was really nice. Unfortunately, there was a lot of road construction along there, so even trying to figure out a place to go to find photos. It was just easier to take in the sights and think, I need to come back. There's a lot of that on this trip, if we're being honest. I was traveling alone for the first time in this capacity, and I always felt like I was kind of pressed for time, even though I wasn't. I had plenty of options. I also just didn't want to be driving at night, so I kind of rushed through some things, which you'll see in the next couple of videos.
Hello, it's officially, is it day 2 or is it day 1? I drove down to work yesterday and then drove down to Trinidad after work, but I'm still in Colorado. So today the plan is to get into New Mexico, stop at Raton, Clayton, Nara Visa, and then stay in Tucumcari. Depending on what time I actually get in to Tucumcari, I might head over to Glen Rio and do that little bit of Route 66. But I could also just do that in the morning. So I'm a little nervous. There's definitely more traffic on the interstate than there was last night getting into the hotel, but we're gonna do this thing. So let's get the show on the road, I guess. I was going to shoot some photos in downtown Trinidad, but one of the main things that I wanted to shoot is gone, which is really devastating. I was looking at my pins last night because I got in after dark, so I didn't want to go downtown because I was pretty sure nothing was neon that I wanted to shoot, so it was just going to be dark. And then looking, I was like, why do I have this random building pinned? And then I went back to previous years on Google Maps, and the huge sign is gone for the Fox Theater. And that is a bummer. So I think I'm going to skip downtown Trinidad and maybe hit it on the way back home. We shall see. But I'm going to head to Raton now and hit up some things there, and then officially get into New Mexico. So let's drive. The sun is intense this morning. I thought I'd lost my sunglasses because they're magnetic, and I took them off last night and they fell under the car seat. Thought I was a goner, but yeah, so far so good other than that. So let's get this show on the road. Oh, also, I did forget my pillows. I brought my blankets because I'm car camping one night and it's supposed to be kind of chilly that day. And forgot pillows. But I have some extra blankets and I should be able to roll some things up. There is a Walmart right next to me and I could buy one, but who has the time? I mean, I do, actually. Driving today will only be about 3.5 hours, but I'll be making stops, obviously, for photos, so yeah. All right. What am I going to listen to? Yesterday, I listened to a lot of Chapel Roan, and I think that might be the way to start the morning, to be honest.
If you hadn't noticed, I clearly can ramble when I am trying to procrastinate doing something that I don't want to do. Hence some of these longer clips in the car. It's just terrifying driving places. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, it's not for me, but I will say by the end of the trip, I do feel more comfortable behind the wheel of a car, but it's still not my favorite thing to do, especially alone. From Trinidad, I headed down to Raton, and even though I hadn't been farther south than the Springs before, even just being in Colorado felt like I wasn't doing much. And this was when I was going to cross over into New Mexico, and it really felt like the adventure was starting. So I decided to take some video of me just driving because A, that's still weird for me to see, but B, I knew that I was gonna be probably unhinged and just lose my mind a little bit. So here's a smash cut of me not knowing what to do this entire drive.
I feel disgusting. What is that? It's something. I don't know what it is. Let's plane closed. 3 miles ahead. I love that. Bear crossing. What the fuck? What are these crossing signs? New Mexico! Right lane closed. What the hell?
Use the right lane to take exit 454 onto Canyon Drive.
I don't know if I can, Siri. We have made it to Raton. I say we. It's just me. That's the whole point of this thing. There was a little bit of a detour. Could not take the exit that I was supposed to, but made it just fine. I did see a sign on the way into where I was going that I don't think that I had pinned, and it is phenomenal. So I'm gonna look at the map and repin it if it's not, or I'm gonna pin it if it's not pinned. I don't know if I'm going back that way though. I don't think that I am. So I'm gonna have to hit that on the way back, or I don't know. It was real good though. I don't know. I don't think I had that pinned. That was so good. Okay. Let's get ready. I have not loaded my film yet, so let's get that going first. So for the trip, I am using, there's people walking by, my RP, my Sprocket Rocket, and my Holga. Let's get these loaded. Let's load up the Sprocket Rocket. I brought tape to tape up the backs of these. I haven't seen it since I packed it. I know that it exists. Don't know where it is. Sprocket Rocket loaded. Easy enough. Now the Holga is kind of a pain in the ass. Where's my trash can? There it is. I'd posted on Instagram asking if people had recommendations for fun cameras, and I said, or I'm just gonna get a Holga. And my friend Abby, shout out Abby, was like, do you want my Holga? And I said yes. So actually that's not what she said. Then she clarified what she said. Screenshot here. Two? Well, apparently I missed one. That's fine. All right. Let's get the show on the road. it is a hot one, y'all. Just did a quick walk around downtown Clayton. There's some cool stuff, but the sun is just brutal right now, and there's no clouds, so it's super harsh, which for photos can be cool, but it is a lot. I think there's a couple more spots pinned that I want to try and get, but getting kind of antsy, so I think I'm gonna wrap up real quick in Clayton. Sorry I didn't really film taking you along for that, but it really was just a quick whooped around the main drag. And I gotta get gas. I don't need to get gas, but I'm going to here because it looked like it was cheaper. I don't know. Stop, maybe grab something to nibble on, and then head to Nara Visa, which, man, I really wish the lighting was not as crazy as it is. But we're gonna work with what we got. That's, you know, that's how we do. So I don't know if anything that I've shot so far is actually gonna make it to the portfolio or be seen, but it's been cool. The drive has been fine. Nothing crazy has happened. So yeah, I guess we'll go from here. I did debate briefly just hopping into Oklahoma real quick, because from here it's like 20 minutes. I don't think I'm gonna do it. Don't think I'm gonna do it. But it was a thought that I had. No, I'm not gonna do it. Okay. Gas, a little nibble. Maybe I'll chat to you then, and head to Nara Visa. Nara Visa? Nara Visa? I don't know how you say it, but yeah. And then Tucumcari.
Upon getting to Nara Visa, I was really excited because there are so many amazing, just old buildings, and I knew the Western Stars Motel was going to be pretty spectacular to take photos of. I'd seen photos of it. Do I think I got anything that anyone has never caught before? No, but I wanted to shoot it for myself. But Nara Visa had a weird vibe to it. The entire time I was there, I only saw two people, like, actually not just driving down the road, and it was because they pulled into the hedges that were on the side of the abandoned car at Western Stars. They pulled into the parking lot behind that and just watched me taking photos. Felt a little weird. And then I'd moved on, and I could hear construction sounds while I was out shooting, but I couldn't see anyone. It's a very small town, and it could have been like a couple of blocks away, but it just, I don't know, it had a weird horror movie vibe. And then my phone didn't have any service, and the maps that I had downloaded wouldn't load on my phone, even though I had saved maps for this, like, if this ever happened, this is what these maps were for, and could not get them to load. So I kind of quickly took some photos and headed out. It was just time to get to Tucumcari, and luckily I could see a sign in the distance where I thought it said Tucumcari, and I just hopped in the car and went, and I was going in the right direction. So yeah, I would love to go back. I definitely want to shoot that gas station again. My brother and I had seen it on Google Maps before the trip. We both were pretty excited for me to see it. And then even when I got back, the first thing he said was, I need to see that gas station. So I definitely want to go back and shoot it again, preferably with someone like my brother. But yeah, just a strange vibe when you're there by yourself, kicked off with two people pulling in to watch you take photos of an abandoned motel. Yeah.
made it. So the bed, the desk, the chair, and the side table are all original to the motel, and then the phone and lamp that are over here are like vintage from the era. Original tile, shower. Pretty sick, not gonna lie. Once I got to Tucumcari, I decided that I was probably just gonna stay in town that night. I'd thought about going out to Glen Rio, but it was so hot. I know you're gonna hear me say that a lot in the next couple of videos that I post about this trip, but it just really, the sun out here is a different beast. And I know, like, I lived in the South. I know it's not the same kind of heat, but it's just, I don't know, the sun hurts more. I don't know how else to describe it. Yeah. So I decided I was gonna take some time, chill out, and then go for a walk along Route 66 and take some photos. And doing that, I ended up stopping in a diner and getting the photo that I like probably the best from this whole day. Home for the night. So that's day 1 and 2 of my trip. More videos to come. I think this will end up being a 4-part series, and I have pretty much the rest of the videos edited and ready to go. So film will probably be saved for the last video simply because I haven't got it back yet. I just finished off some rolls last night, which is gonna be another video because chaos ensued and I didn't even have to leave the state for it. Thanks for watching. Click like and subscribe if you would like, and hopefully you stay tuned for the rest of this trip.